Hello everybody, Realm Builder Guy here, and welcome back to the channel, and a new Crusader Kings 3 Dev Diary, number 62, Monarch's Journey Unleashed. It's a short Dev Diary, but with some pretty big news. I will also have a channel content update news towards the end of this video that is because of these news or this big news announcement. So, hello everyone, I know you're all eager to learn more about Royal Court, but as we announced last week, we'll go into more details once the Azure patch is released. So, they already mentioned that. Now remember, they said the Azure patch will happen hopefully before everybody leaves on summer vacations, whenever that is. So, indications were, towards the end of summer that it would come out. Well, here's the big thing. If everything goes according to plan and there are no unexpected events, we aim to release Azure next week. But let's focus on today's small dev diary for now. Okay, this way to talk about burying the lead here. The 1.4 not overhaul, but it's quite a lot that they mentioned that they will do in this patch that's coming out next week. Now, they said during the course of the summer they would do way more dev diaries and kind of talk a bit about more of the features coming. Well, this right here is the last dev diary, supposedly, until before 1.4 comes out. And I have some thoughts on that I will express here at the end of this. So, first let's get into this dev diary. During the development of Crusader Kings 3, we organized a community challenge where you could unlock unique cosmetics for the game, which we dubbed the Monarch's Journey. With the 1.4 patch, we've decided to make these cosmetics available to everyone. It includes headgear for Henin, Chaperon, and Jester's hats, haircuts, Miller highlights, Jeanne d'Arc, Page Boy mullet, and the Wizard's beard. Or to celebrate this, we've also hooked some of these assets in to be used by random characters. For instance, Scots will be able to randomly use the mullet haircut, while Frankish women will be able to use the Jeanne d'Arc haircut. So this is the Jeanne d'Arc haircut. We've got a Scottish mullet here. And because fashion changed over time, the Chaperon and Henin, or Anna, I'm not quite sure, will be available in the Western world only after 1300. So here's the Chaperon, and here's the Henin, Anna, whatever. In addition to that, we fixed several visual bugs highlighted by you. Spouses of rulers will now once again wear clothes based on their spouse's culture. Arabic high nobility will now use the scholar's turban, and caliphs will use the caliphal robes. The spindly trait will not make people's limbs too thin anymore. On the AI side, we reworked how vassals handle holy war and added constraints on feudal and clans rulers to limit their aggression of tribal rulers. These modifications still allow the Byzantine Empire to expand, but in a more elegant way. Let's have a look at a few results from Observe mode. Okay, here we've got the Byzantines. Interesting, the Borgians are pretty powerful already over here. This is 1287. So let's look here. So they've expanded a little bit. Mongolia has formed here. Interesting. Whoa, look at that Mongol Empire. And there's the Byzantine Empire. So the Byzantines are still pretty much the same. Really nice to see actually that the Persian Empire formed here. But that's beside the point. And that's it for today. As mentioned at the beginning of this dev diary, we should be back next week with the changelog for the patch if everything goes well. Until then, I wish you the best and have fun. So, short but big. I mean, okay, these visual little add-ons, that's all fine. Okay. But here's the thing. So, it was said that we would get a summer's worth of dev diaries on the 1.4.0 Azure patch. That's not happened. We've had maybe a handful, and so this comes as a massive surprise. Why? I mean, we haven't really, we have some indication of what to expect in 1.4, but that's about it. I mean, there's still so much that theoretically is coming that now they will address next week when the patch launches, and you'll have it in the changelog. It feels a little rushed, I'll be honest. I expect a number of hot fixes to come. So I'm surprised by this. I mean, it's potentially great news for everybody playing the game. It's updated, it's added a lot of features that we've been asking for, but it's weird that it's happening so quickly. I mean, they even talk about unexpected events. I mean, it's a surprise that it's coming out. And for me and the channel, what this basically means, so now a little bit of channel news, is, as I had mentioned, I will be gone for a chunk of time here in June. I'm recording this, and it's going to come out the day of June 1st. So then 2 weeks after this, I'm going to be gone, where I won't be able to record anything and do anything. I've got work and then much needed vacation. So it's essentially like being gone for 3 weeks. So I will not have any news on the Azure patch. I will not have any dev diary updates on CK3. I will not have any dev diary updates on Victoria 3. Victoria 3, I kind of knew was going to happen. I'll have a roundup of everything that happened when I come back. But the bigger thing is I had actually not just planned, but I had also pre-recorded a bunch of stuff for my time that I'd be gone and thereafter, just to reduce some stress, because, work stuff comes first. And also to make sure that you have a good flow of content this month. And amongst that content was a new Crusader Kings 3 series that I had planned to be maybe a little bit smaller, maybe a mini-series, a series to get us to the Azure patch through June, July, maybe into August, when it kind of seemed like it would come. So, maybe like a 10 episode mini-series. And I was using the historical mod, the TIP Volume 2 mod that I've highlighted here on the channel before. And because I'm using that mod in that series, this patch could, and probably will, jack it up. And obviously the mod would have to be updated. Again, I expect a ton of hot fixes now, since this just seems a little rushed. And so that makes it all obsolete. It could, the whole save file could be completely screwed. Yes, I could roll it back and still do it, but then doesn't have the features that I actually want. So I had to delete all that content. The result of it is June is going to have very little content on the channel. A few videos here and there, but not near as much as I had already planned and pre-recorded. And there is literally no way for me in the next 4 days to make up for all that content and time loss. There's no way. So there's going to be way less content on the channel. I hope you understand. But because this is coming out, the new Crusader Kings 3 series that I had planned will now come out in late June, early July, depending on how the hot fixes and stability are. I'll be monitoring while I'm gone, but obviously I won't be doing anything. And now, instead of just doing a mini-series, it may actually be a little bit longer series, because now we have the update, and so we'll kind of move forward to that. So it's kind of a mixed bag of news here. It's kind of a bummer that I'm losing a ton of content now for the month of June, and maybe it's a bummer for you as well. But I hope you understand there's just nothing I can do about it. But the other side of that, the flip side of that, is the series, when it does launch and when I do start it, will be on 1.4 of the Azure patch, 1.4.123. I don't know how many hotfixes there will be. And so we can make it a little bit of a longer series, even though I'm trying to stay clear of the 30, 40, 50 episode series, because those really drag on, can be a little bit tough, but we'll kind of see how it goes. I've got a fun thing planned. I teased it. I actually kind of announced it on Discord, so go check that out. Link to the Discord server down in the description. But obviously that's now on hold for June. So I hope you understand. This dev diary leaves me a little bit wanting, because honestly, this visual stuff, while it's cool, I don't really care that much about it. I think this would have been the time to announce all the massive changes that are going to be coming in 1.4 instead of just waiting then. I think this is a wasted opportunity for some really exciting Crusader Kings 3 news. So let me know your thoughts on this announcement of Azure coming next week, and this kind of short dev diary here, and kind of what your thoughts are in general. And let's do a little over-under. How many hotfixes do you think could come out post-patch? I'm going to go with 3. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, and again, I apologize for lack of content coming now in June, but there's nothing I can do about it. And yeah, so I hope you will forgive me. Until next time, I'm Round Builder Guy, and I will talk to you soon.